Today, the world stands free of the chips, but the cost has been high. As we all know, any and everything before them is up to complete speculation. Even the time during this crisis is not solidified. In this series, we are going back in time through interviews, rare artifacts, and the greatest historical detectives on the planet. We are unraveling the mysteries of the past. Join us for a new episode of Chips, the Untold Story. Today, we focus on what people call the insurgency, how it was caused, and what it affected. Joining us is Matilda Smith, who worked in glitch management.
I do not know what the world was, if that's what you want to know, before the chips. All these memories were destroyed before the malfunction. And yet each day I recall some more of that dark time and the beginnings of the movement known only as the insurgency. You see, the way the chips worked was pushing thoughts into the unconscious mind where they were systematically deleted.
Except they weren't. As time went on, an interesting phenomenon began to occur.
So little by little, reports crept up in the secret records. I was one of the few people whose chip was purposely disabled, albeit partially, so that I could do my job. I reported, I fixed the weird things that sometimes happened with the chips, and anyone who didn't have one. The problem with the newest memory defect was that it was too widespread to eliminate by removal, and most of the people we told about it would not only forget their conscious mind, but their unconscious mind would join the insurgency.
It was amazing, really. Though there wasn't any really deep rebellious meaning behind it, the signs, that is. Actually, the opposite is what made the insurgency so strong. The people wrote on the walls spewing a whole range of complaints about simple inconveniences, which everyone eventually had. A bird flying into a window, a glass bottle that shattered on the floor, stubbing one's toe on the counter. It was random small things compared to what goes on today. But when you combine minuscule events all together, they grow and they grow until the bad feelings overflow the brain. Each memory had been pushed further and further back in the brain after they should have been deleted, and thus began to change the subconscious behavior of people on a mass scale until the population was spray painting angry rants.
Today on Chips, the Untold Story, we discuss the insurgency. Only a fraction of a percent of people were chip-free, according to a rare copy of the census, but among these was master programmer Ian Jones. And just a month ago, the young Amy Parker came across a computer that we speculate was owned by this man.
I was digging when I saw what appeared to be a speckled brown rock. Upon further examination, I realized it was rusted metal. I brought it into the authorities, and they rushed me out while whispering to one another. An hour later, they came out and told me to show them where I found it. It turned out it was worth millions.
The computer contained our only record of many trivial details, but more importantly, through 7 weeks of round-the-clock research by a team of the 20 brightest minds, we have uncovered a version of the virus that infected the chips. Its purpose was to be injected into the newest generation of chips. It would kill any man or woman who attempted to commit a wall riding, and as far as we can tell, this was put into effect. The artifact census shows that 75% of citizens committed suicide within a few weeks. But that's where things get interesting. You see, each death caused an effect in the observers.
We began getting hundreds of reports an hour from the field agents. Some even went off the map and were found days later dead. I was sent in charge, along with a few others, but as you know, things happened pretty fast after that.
Next time on Chips, the Untold Story, we discuss the fall. But as you leave today, think about the technology that allowed this mass genocide and how the population today is in a struggle to get rid of it forever.
Push further. Seriously?
Reports crept up. Seriously, Devin?